Anyway, while I'm talking, you can ask all of your questions in the chat. Send it to all of the participants and all of the invitees, attendees, so everybody can see it, and maybe you can also help each other like answering the questions. I will be running through your questions and through all of the questions that you asked before signing up for this session after my presentation. Anyway, so we're talking today about the CRM data and why it is super important to keep it clean, and why we need to think about it like at the very beginning of working with the CRM or working with the data. Anyway, even if you're, of course, not starting with a company because you all are users and you've been operating for a few years, maybe already so far, it's never too late to start and clean up your data. So let's talk about the bad effects on your data that might happen. So first of all, whatever you're using, either it is a spreadsheet or another tool or a CRM or maybe multiple tools, you always will have like similar problems that, they're not super inevitable. First of all, this is the duplicated data. So if you're using different tools and you're trying to keep them in merge them into one hub or one spreadsheet, so of course you will face the problem with them with the duplicates, either different type of data. And so what it can lead further. First, inaccurate data segmentation. So I think that you're not working alone in your company, and so you have multiple departments, and especially if it concerns sales and marketing and support, so we all work with the same client base, right? And so especially for marketing, it is important to segment the data in order to send out different campaigns or just to run the reports monthly, annually, whatever. And inaccurate data segmentation can lead to, wrong data actually in the perception of your business. So it is very important just to make sure that everything stays clean and accurate. As I mentioned, the email campaign. So whenever you're trying to reach out to your clients or even call to your clients, and if you do not have the accurate data up to date and merged, then you will just have the bad communication, because you will send out campaigns to the wrong clients, or maybe to the wrong industries or whatever, or you've already talked to those clients and reaching out again. Low performing email campaigns, this is what I mentioned. Everything leads to one thing. This is the big company perception when you do not have up-to-date data. So what we can do with this and how to prevent it. First of all, what we're doing wrong sometimes. Well, first of all, this is the customer data that is constantly becoming outdated. It means that you need to always run different sessions where you will see that maybe you need to change or update the information about your contacts, about deals, about the companies. Yes, something that is not static but dynamic. And so people might change, of course, their phone numbers, their emails, or you get the bounces, or people are not working anymore to that company, so you need to update their profile or the company profile. The data is formatted incorrectly. What it means, so especially when we're importing the data from other sources, or especially the spreadsheets, this is what I and my team always encounters. Whenever you are importing the data and you work in the spreadsheets, of course, multiple people, they would input the data differently, even if you have email or phone number fields. I will just, email is maybe not that crucial, but phone numbers, these fields, they can be input in different ways, or the dates. And so then when you want to unify the data and put it into one hub, let's say the CRM, of course, so some of the data will be invalid and you will not be even to capture it. So everything has to be unified and one format. customers input data incorrectly. Customers, but I mean users. So like basically your team can put it incorrectly, not only like another format, but also like if it is like the field is considered a number, you input the words. Yeah, so like if it's number 4, you just write 4, or let's say the dates. This is like the biggest pain, I think, of the spreadsheets, is that when you are inputting, like, let's say American or European formats, or you can just write like June 2022, you know. So basically the system is not that smart, just like to clean it up and format it for you. Another thing is the multiple departments collect different data about leads and customers. So again, this is a very good point where we have the CRM, unified CRM for different departments, where all those departments, they use the same data, right? So like if we take, let's say, contacts folder, yeah, where you keep all of the users or prospects, leads, whatever. And so of course marketing works on their level, sales works on their level, plus sales, support, customer success anyway. So one client, but different stages, different processes. So in this case, I will share my ideas, like how you can prevent it. They all need to be unified, and if you want to keep everything in one hub, you just need to structure your data the way where you all are on the same page, and where you actually help each other, and you input the correct data and the data that will help the other department just to work with the client further, yeah, onwards. Well, duplicated data. I mean, of course, we have discussed this. The last point, the duplicates are inevitable in a lot of cases, but let's just take a look on how you can basically prevent those. So first of all, the first step is to clean your data, and then the second step is to learn and to teach the rest of your team how to keep it clean. First of all, you need to create a CRM structure. The standard CRM structure that will be updated and maintained by the whole crew. So basically, as a manager, I am a manager of my team, and we are also running different cleanup sessions, or we're discussing with other teams like how we can use the CRM together, and the same data together. So basically, you need to have like a stakeholder, right, of this process, and just write like a document, have the strategic sessions with your team, and how you will be using the same data together. You need to develop a culture of data hygiene. So what I was like, I started talking about it, like, yeah, the structure. So this has to be like a playbook of the CRM usage, or another, even a spreadsheet, if you're still with a spreadsheet. I mean, like right now I'm talking to all of the NetHunt users. So let's say, yeah, we're talking about the CRM. So you all need to be on the same page. And if, and this playbook, the structure has to be implemented into the onboarding of all of the newbies, and the oldies, they just need to comply with it. So you need to find a person or hire a person that will create a structure for you, what is super necessary for you to keep track of, and how to, yeah, communicate with other departments, and then you will follow the rules. And sometimes clients ask me like, how will I make my team do it? Just make them. Basically, of course, you need to hear them out. You need to collect the data, like what the sales department collects or tracks, what marketing, what is support, like what engineers, like, you know, whatever departments you have. Take that into consideration, and then devise the plan how you all can incorporate this into the CRM. After that, like, yeah, it takes a curve. Yeah. But this is what we're doing. Don't think me wrong. We're also incorporating some new tools. We're using NetHunt, but we also, like, for example, we were using Slack. Yeah. And we switched from Slack to Google Chats. You can't even imagine how hard it was. I mean, we were like kind of, I forgot the word in English, but basically we didn't really want to switch because we were used to it. Yeah. And so sometimes you're used to the very bad structure, and you're just dealing with it. You're onboarding new people, and you're showing that, okay, this is how we work. it's painful. It's not really like working, but we're working because we don't want to change it. So like do it once and for all, and then make the team use it, because then you will see the benefit and it will be easier afterwards. The next step. So yeah, when you kind of have the image of the structure of the cooperation of all of the departments in one CRM, you will need to think about other proactive actions. So first of all, automate the data entry. So we all, like if we're talking about the CRM, the salespeople, they always have a headache because of it, because you need to manually input a lot of data. A lot of tools right now automate this. NetHunt also. The lead capturing, this is the biggest thing, right? So where you capture your leads, what are the sources? So in NetHunt, we have the LinkedIn capturing, we have the automatic creation of leads, companies, and deals from the email inbox. Then we have Zapier integration. We have our automation, the workflows. For example, you can connect your web form to NetHunt and automatically capture the leads. So there you will need just to specify what kind of information you're capturing, and so how it is processed. And so it's like less of the human error, right? Or people sometimes they just forget to input some data. For that thing, you would need just to create the rules in NetHunt where you have the required fields. So in that case, your salespeople, for example, they will not be able to create a record without filling out some required fields, right? And so then they will understand, okay, so I need to, find that out on the call and then just create the deal or the contact. Another good point after the data capture automation is to limit the access of CRM record creation and updates to some of the team members. So you can have different user roles like sales, marketing, admin, right, billing, whatever. And let's say sales, you can have the sales role where all of the sales reps are. They have the permission like to create the records, but maybe and to update, but maybe some of them you will not be able to create or update and or export the data, right? So on the user role level, you need to set up the permissions what other people can do. Or for example, they cannot update the workflows, right? This is also very important. Only the admins can set up the workflows that the other users will be able to use, like triggering, right, the email campaigns, but they cannot update it. So in this case, you will understand that you're the only one responsible for it. Nobody will mess it up. Another thing, so like run regular cleanup sessions. So make someone hire, like you can see the last point, like hire or appoint as a separate role as CRM controller. So it can be like one person, one extra person. Actually, for my at my previous job company, excuse me, before NetHunt, by the way, in April, it will be 5 years for me. So we had a separate person that was on a daily basis cleaning up or checking the data input in the CRM. So if you do not have the resource, like if you cannot hire a person, just find someone that will be responsible for this. Like it doesn't need to be on a daily basis, it can be weekly or monthly. So the person will run those cleanup sessions, and just to make sure that all of your data is up to date and nothing is forgotten. Because again, we're all humans, we make mistakes, but then this is one of the measures that you can incorporate into your team, and then make sure that all of your data is up to date. So we are going to also talking about a little of practice. Right now you can see on your screens the summary of what we can do. I'm going to show it to you right now. So basically, okay. I'm going to show you how to do it in NetHunt. Meanwhile, ask your questions. So like I'm going to cover some. First of all is the import. So guys, we mentioned that before importing the data into NetHunt, you will need to clean up your spreadsheet. So like basically when you have a spreadsheet, either you run it meanwhile running NetHunt and you're updating some of the data, or you are just starting with the CRM. So of course you need to import it. It's a laborious work, but it's worth it. So the word starts here. So you open your spreadsheet or CSV file, and then you make sure that all of the data is clean. You need to format it. You can also merge the duplicates right over here. I'm not going to go through the whole session in the spreadsheet. I just want to highlight this point that, for example, you can see that my phone number, yeah, there are in different formats, kinda. So there can be like +1 or 1, 4, 3, 5, whatever. There can be like with the dashes, with slashes, different formats. So the CRM actually recognizes different formats of phone number, and it will import it, but still make sure that everything is one type. Plus emails. If you have this thing, like not full emails, I mean, it will be imported, but again, it will not be workable. You will not be able to send out different campaigns. So basically, clean this up. Or let's say if we have the dates, I do not have the date field over here, but let's say what I was saying, that sometimes users, they're inputting the data like, I don't know, 2011, 2022. Sometimes it can be like June 2022. I had that problem. So like I was helping some of our clients. So this is why I know that this is actually valid issue. So in this case, when you're importing the data, not the problem. Well, by the way, can you see my screen? Yeah, everybody can see it. Just in case. So in this case, like some of the data will be imported when you choose the format, because when you're importing the data into NetHunt, you will be taken to a step where you need to decide what kind of format you want to import this field, and this field into NetHunt. And when it's different formatting, so we will capture the right format, and then the rest, the system will tell you that this is invalid, and you will be able to update it. What to do with the data afterwards. So let's say you imported the data, even when you cleaned it up and you still have some problems. What kind of problems you might have? First of all, duplicates, right? So in order to prevent the duplicate creation in NetHunt, there are a few steps. Well, there is one step right now. It is to set up duplicate prevention rules for all of the folders that you're working with. How to find it? You go to the settings and you find the duplicate detection section. And here you need to set up the rules. First, you can see that these are all of the folders that I have. I have only 3. In the contents, we have the rules. So the system will not allow you to create a duplicate if we spot the very same email address input into the record, or in this case, we also have the link for LinkedIn. You can also edit the rules. Right now, you can see that we will actually warn you only that there is a potential duplicate, but you will be able to create the duplicate, or you can change it to forbid the duplicate creation. So the system will never create a duplicate. It's up to you. Another thing, you can also create other rules. So you can check your folder for the most unique fields. So sometimes it can be like, well, if it is contact, it's either the phone number or the email address. I'm not really taking into consideration first last name, just because sometimes it's not unique. You have namesakes, the companies, well, mainly, right? So in this case, you just find the most unique field. You can also combine them together. So it's not only email field, but it's also, you need the warning notification that there is a potential duplicate if there is, like, let's say email plus first name, let's say. Yeah, so in this case, we have 2 fields. So if there are 2 strikes, so then we will not create the duplicate. So first of all, run this setting. Then if you still, of course, you need to make sure that you do not have the duplicates even after the import. Right now, we are working on the a feature that is to look for the duplicates in the CRM. For now, we do not really have this feature, but again, we're working on it. how you can do it. There's another workaround that you can remember. So you go to the folder, and then you need to group all of your records by the unique field that you, for example, established in the duplicate detection rules. For me, it is an email, right? So like I will group all of the records by email. Then, since I have 14, but you might have like thousands of contacts, of course, you're not going to scroll to the right. What do? You click on the order column. Excuse me. And you click on this option, total records, and then you make a descendant. So now you can see that I have in this column 3 duplicates because they have the very same email. And in the second column, I also have the same. So basically, and the rest is fine. When you found the duplicates, the next step for the cleanup session is to merge them. What do? You select them all, and you click on the merge button over here. And then you merge all 3 of them, well, in my case 3, into one. You decide what kind of data you want to keep. So we kind of select it for you, but then you can change it. So for example, the company, there are no companies over here. You can see that the label, for example, the label, this is the tag format. And this is like multi-value. So basically the system can merge all of these tags. But if you, for example, don't want to merge this tag, or you only want to keep these ones, so you just select it. Anyway, run through all of the fields that you have and then click on merge. You will see the notification that all records will be deleted and this action can be reversed. So basically what we're doing, like we're kind of creating a new record, but we're merging all of the records together. And it means that all of the data will be stored here. Right now, of course, it doesn't have any data because it's brand new workspace. So no work was done in neither of these records. But what happens with all of your historical data? All of the timelines are merged together. So basically, timeline emails that were linked to all 3 records, or comments, call logs, files, whatever, they will be all put into the timeline of this record. So everything will be stored. Do not worry about this. Because don't be afraid that all the old records will be deleted. No, I mean it will be all merged into one, and all of the timelines will be merged into one with all of the dates, like when the updates were done, basically. Okay, another thing, what I wanted to show you is, so like basically we imported the data, right? You can also find that after the import, there might be this notification like to show mismatched data only. So basically it shows you the fields. If we scroll to the right, there is one field, for example, last email sent, and it shows you the mismatched data, that there was a date field. With the thing with statistic fields, they are not imported at the moment. So basically this is the data that has to be pulled in later on. But like, since it can also concern not only the statistical fields, but as I mentioned, like the phone numbers or the email addresses or the dates. So then the system will actually show you the original value from the spreadsheet or a CSV file. And then it's up to you what to do with it. It's either to clear it, let's say, update it manually over here. You can choose the date, or what you can do is, for example, in the filter, you will be able, let me just open all of the folders. I will show you another trick, is to must update the data. Let's say you want to see all of them. What is the emptiest for me? Facebook, for example, you want to show all of the records with a missing value. For example, those that do not have email addresses or those that do not have a stage, etc. And then you will be able to update it. For example, email, right? Let me find, maybe email field has no value, let's say. Yeah, so there is one record. Okay, there is one record missing one value. You can, of course, go here and update it because this guy does not have the email address over here. Or if we, for example, spot like multiple records, you can select them all and then and then click on must update data. And let's say assign a new value. So in email, we can assign like a support email, like support at nethunt.com and update it. And there you go, we updated it. If we, for example, find some records that do not have the company or maybe the stage, so then you will be able to must update their values. And this way, make sure that you have everything up to date. So yeah, so what we discussed is that importing, filtering, importing, formatting, must update of the records, merge of the duplicates, setting up the duplicate detection rules, and make sure that you do it. Because again, when we discuss the one of the ways to capture the data, it's automated way, right? And when you have the web forms, when you have the LinkedIn, yeah, auto creation, so especially the web forms, because you might have different forms for like, let's say, contact us, and you will have the very same contact, like sending you a request via the form. So you can set it up in the way where, for example, it's a brand new client or a prospect. So you will have a new contact created in your folder. And then you will have another folder, for example, for the ticket requests. So then you will be creating two records, ticket and a contact. But let's say in a few months, the same contact will create a ticket for you again. You do not want to create a duplicated contact, right? You only want to update this contact that, for example, the last interaction date was today because they submitted the form. But you want to create the second ticket, yeah? So the ticket will be created all the time just because it's a new request. But that ticket will be linked to the contact record. We have, by the way, for this functionality, if you're interested how to make sure that automation will link different records together, we have this functionality, we have the guide, and if you need it, you can inquire it and I will send it to you. So yeah, so the duplicate detection rules will detect the potential duplicates, the ones that you will set up here in the duplicate detection and then also in the workflow. So each workflow, they also have the duplicate detection rules in its settings. So over here, when you click on workflow settings, there will be a section where you make sure that the duplicate detection rules work. So either you are updating the existing records, you're discarding creation of the duplicates, or you just create them. So again, everything that all of the features you work with NetHunt, make sure you avoid the duplicates. Let's come back to the slide. So basically, this is what I forgot to mention another thing that I already mentioned, but I didn't show it to you. So I didn't show you the, sorry for this chaos, about the required fields. So the required fields, you can set it up in the settings of each folder. Let's say for the contact. So you will make sure that a contact will not be created unless the email field is filled out. So if I make it required, save the settings, I go to the contact and I try to create a new contact. You can see that email field is red. It will not let me create it. So basically that's like a warning for your team. So I will create it only if I input the email. Create. Amazing. So this is the thing. How also let me show you how the duplicate detection works. So I have the rules, but the rules are to only warn me that there is a duplicate. I can duplicate this record with the same data. And if I click on create, you can see that records with the same data already exist in this folder. And because you can see that this is supported NetHunt.com email. And so this email is found in all of these records. So we warn you, but we let you create it anyway. If you, in the duplicate detection rules, let me just delete this one. If I update this rule with the email, this is the unique field that checks for the duplicates. If I forbid, save, come back to context, try to duplicate the record and create it, you can see that the button to create anyway is missing just because we forbid this. Anyway, guys, I don't know how brief it was. It was like half an hour talk. So basically, I think we covered like the main things that I wanted to. Right now, I will be ready to answer the questions. Oof, I think I have it. And I will be answering your questions. So like there are some questions that are that have been asked before. I'm going to stop sharing for now, and then I will answer all of the questions that you will input right now. So basically, let me see. So first question, guys, from before is from Magdalena. And she is asking, I'm looking to find out how to set up reminders when our customers are coming to the end. I believe that, I mean, I'm not sure if I understand it correctly, like the use case. So Magdalena, if you are on the call right now with us, or if not, oh yeah, I can see you. So can you please dwell more on your question? So basically, like if you have a, let's say you have deals or you have the context folder and you have the field date, yeah. And so basically when you're coming up to the end of the project, let's say, so you want to send them email notifications that you are almost done, or how is it working at the end of the contract? At the end of the the end of the contract. Cool. So you have a date. Let me share my screen and I will show you. I'll show you. So basically, I have a deal, for example, and each deal, in your words, it is a contract, right? I have a close date over here. So the close date, let's put it today. Well, not today, tomorrow. What you can do, you can create a workflow. Wait, but like, is there any other trigger? You know what you can do? You can create a trigger that, for example, field value changes. We will see the deals folder and the change in changes stage. So whenever you move your contract to one or to paid, invoiced, whatever, I will move it to one. We will add a helper that is wait for date. So the helper will trigger the close date. And you can set it up. For example, the trigger will run, I mean, like the email notification will be sent to a client, let's say 1 day or 2 days before the end of the contract. And then the action is clearly to send an email. Oh, contact person email. Da-da-da. Save. And that's it. So the trigger is, we always need a trigger just to start the workflow. So in your case, it would be like the best one, I think, to change the stage. Just to change the stage, you add a helper to wait until the close date, let's say, or renewal date. You can also set it up when you want to send out the email, and then you add the action to send the actual email. Hope that's the one. Oof. Okay, Magdalena, oh yeah, you just try it out. If it works for you, if it doesn't work for you, so again, reach out to us through email. Right now it's better through email. And then we can also jump on a call like tomorrow or maybe next week. Okay, next question. Next question will be, I think, yeah, I'm waiting for the question from Anna, our manager, to send it to me. While we're waiting, oh yeah, there is one from Brenda. How are the company folders to be used? They seem almost redundant if context folders have a company field. Thank you. Okay, Brenda and others. Our last session, we had a last AMA session on the NetHunt structure. So what I'm saying is that for sure, when you start with the system, you have the folders, deals, companies, and contacts. And then it's up to you if you're using them or not. For example, you have the contact. It depends on what kind of information do you need about the companies, right? Because here I have the contact information, right, about Andy. For no, I don't want Andy. I want Anastasia. So Anastasia, this is me working for NetHunt. Yeah, but also in the default sample data, there's only one contact working for NetHunt. But just imagine, and you have the information about the contact, you can also add up status or stage to a contact if you're just working with them. Regarding the company, when there is a link to a company, you also have the information about the company. You also have the status of the company, because you might be having, let's say, partners and clients, and you want to differentiate them, but you also want to collect the information about the company. Then if you have multiple clients, multiple contacts from one company, one, let's say, client of yours, you want to link them together. You want to link them because, like, if I scroll down, you can see that NetHunt company has one related contact, Anastasia, but then I can add, let's say, Thomas. And so right now there are two contacts working for NetHunt. So basically it's like a parent record. But if you do not really care about the company, if one client is one deal, one company is one client, let's say, yeah, you do not have other contacts together, what you can do is go to the contacts folder. You can delete the companies folder, and then in here in the company field, you you can just make the company field a text. So you can create a single line company one, because it will not create a duplicated name. And when we go to the contacts, where did I create it? Oh yeah, we will find the company field where you can just input the name of the company, and that's it. That's the only locator for you, but you only work with the contacts. So you can also check the previous AMA session about the structure, and I think, I mean, it will be clear. But if it's still not clear and you need help to set up the structure for you, we also do that. We consult our clients. So reach out to us and book a demo and we'll do it. Another one. Another question is from Nate. Can other users see my notes when I enter comments into a timeline? If not, how can we share notes? How can we share notes about contacts? Okay, Nate Lind, I think this is from you. Okay, so about the comments. About the comments, so like all of the folders, they are shared among the users, right? So in the settings, let me just like go from the far. So in the where is it? Yeah, in the settings you have the roles. I have like one person here, but bear with me. It was very fast. So like, let's say manager. So there is a level of permissions where you share with different users different folders. Right now the manager's role, all of the users here will have the access to all of the folders, but let's say you can remove it for sure, so they will not see the companies. Another thing, the contacts. If you share the folder with them, you can make sure that they either, all of the other users, they see all of the records, doesn't matter like who's the manager of what, or you only show them the records where they are assigned as managers. In any case, whenever someone, let's say you and I, we share one record. So like we see one record. Whatever is input into the record is shown to everybody who has the access to the record. But yeah, notes. But also about the notes. If you input the note, I cannot edit it. So I can only create another note and that's it. So we cannot edit each other's notes because it will not be fair. I mean, like, because again, you can delete my notes, you can update it. And so like, and then I will not understand like what's happening. Another thing, the only one private thing that can be set up is the email privacy. What I mean, I want to show it to you guys. So in the workspace management over here in the sections, this section is only available to the admins or to the roles where the admins actually created the allowed this permission. There is a section where you can set up the emails to be either private or public. So linked emails, I mean. So when you go to the when you go to the record, you will see that one email can be private. Actually, all emails. What it means, you and I, for example, yeah, two people, we shared the access to one record, but the client emailed me and all of our emails, it's on the workspace level, it's not individual. My email is private to you. So what happens, you cannot see the subject line and the content of their email. Let me just check if I can basically show it to you, if I have it set it up in another workspace. Oh, not here. Sorry. Oh, not here. Yeah. And there you will be able to request the access if you want. So if I go to Andy, oh yeah, you can see on the timeline. So there are two users, me, like my private email, Anastasia, and also Rachel Green. Yeah, Rachel is the admin. And so Rachel can see this email and this, actually all of the emails. Admins can see all of the emails despite the privacy. But then Anastasia, she's not the part of this email. She's only part of this email. So I can see the whole content here, but here no. What I can do, I can request the access, and then Rachel will receive this access, this request over here, and we'll be able to either decline the request to show the content of the email or make public. If it's made public, let me just refresh real quick, then Anastasia can see the first email as well. So this thing has made, you can set up the privacy. Okay, but Nate, my follow-up question is like, what? So the question was like, either everybody can see the comments because you want them to see the comments, or you want to restrict the comments. So let me know about that. And another question will be, okay, John. Oh wait, I want to share all comments with my colleague Megan. Oh, great. So basically, Nate, answering your question, she will see the comments that you input on the record. She said she cannot see the comments, but yeah, it can. You're calling it user error. We do not use that language here. Anyway, guys, another thing about the timeline, so listen carefully. What do you need to do? So on the timeline, you can see that there is this section showing all events, right? So this is like a filter because your timeline might be overloaded, and sometimes, but this is the user level, right? And sometimes you only show, let's say, the emails. So if I do that, so I only see the emails. I do not see other events. I do not see the comments, etc. So make sure that you show either all of the events or maybe the selected events that you care about. If you do not see something, then it means that, I mean, it's not there. I mean, it's not showing on the timeline. This is one thing. Another thing is that we have the option of the merged timelines. if we're talking about the related records, so you can see that I'm in the contacts folder. This is the timeline of the contact, one contact, but this contact is also related to a deal with its own timeline. And also these, where's the company? Interesting. There's no link to the company or what? Oh yeah, over here. So there's no company, but let me link it. So basically, on one record, we have the relations to other two records, and you can see their own timelines on the contact. Here is the button over here that can allow you to show the timeline items from the related records. So let's say from other contacts, or maybe from deals and from the companies. And so when I do that, and now my timeline has the snippets, because the snippet, they actually show you to which record this item is related to. So basically, these updates or this email is related to Andy, to the contact, and so on and so forth. So if you do not see something, make sure that these buttons are showing the accurate information. I will go on with other questions, guys. I will scan through all of your questions. Please bear with me. Another question is from Jen. Multiple phone number columns to merge into one, then have them separate in NetHunt labeled as their corresponding column. For example, cell phone 1, cell phone 2, office phone, etc. So what is the first step? Do you want to merge them, or you have them merged already? If you have them merged, so basically, yeah, because we support one field, one phone number field can support multiple. They're already merged. Did you do it like in the in the file, or you did it? You did it, yeah. So basically, there's no way to unmerge them in the CRM. So basically, you need to, like, what we can help, we can actually help, but the thing is that we can like separate them to different fields, but this is the work on the back end by our developers. But then again, we will not be aware like what is what is the phone number, what is I mean, like, what is the personal, corporate, cell, whatever. So I think the easiest way is for you just to you can ask for the data, do it manually. I know it's pain, but because you're the only one knowing what is what. And then when you have different columns, let's say over here, so you will have like here, it will be cell phone, here personal, here home, tax, whatever. Then you will be able to save this file as a CSV and then re-import it into the existing fields, into the existing folder, and update it. So the existing records, they will be updated. You do not need to remove anything. The new data will be brought in, the new fields. And then what you will be able to do is, for example, to like after you updated the whole records, you will be able to simply go to the settings and remove the initial record field, phone field with merged phone numbers. I did macros to get office one, etc. after the numbers. Excuse me, I did, Jan. Okay, I think in this case, but how did you do macros? Like where, in the CSV or exactly in the CRM? Can you send me, okay, in the CSV, can you send me the CSV? I will check it and I will discuss with the team what we can do, okay? Because I understand over 10,000 contacts is a pain, but wait, how did you merge it from? Like, was it before, did you export it and it was like separated and then you merged it? Anyway, Jen, let's just move forward and you just send me your email. Here's my email, guys. .com. Host and panelist. Oh, everyone over here. Anyway, you all know how to find our email. So support, sales, mine. And so send all your inquiries and I will help you. Okay, next one. Okay, not next one, but like Anna. Okay, another question from the sign up form from Betsy. I'm looking for now for how to create a new group with existent customers. Okay, so Betsy, if you're here and if you want to add up something, you're welcome. As far as I understand, you want to differentiate different clients, so like create the labels for them, right? So basically, there are multiple ways to do it. In the folder contacts, customers, whatever you have, you will need to add a new field. You can add a field here, either a drop down. So it all depends. Like if one client can relate to only one category, so then the drop down field is the best to go to, because here you will like category, category 1, 2, 3, yeah. And then you will be able to choose like who to relate to what. If one client can be related to multiple categories, the best field to go to is tags, because here tags allow presets, and here you can say 1, 2, 3. What happens next? We go to the contacts, and let me see. I mean, like these people, I will must update their category to 1. Doing it fast. There's, I will just do the tag. Let's see, 1 and 2. So the first field is this, is category. And you can see that you can choose only one category. It's only 1 or 2. Tags, you can select 1 or you can select multiple. So then when you're in the list view, you will be able either to group them by these categories. So you can see that there are only 3 in category 1, the rest is like unnamed. Or you can, for example, filter them, show me only those that have the tag 1. And there you go. So all of these people, they have tag 1, at least tag 1, but they also have tag 2, but they contain tag 1. So I think this is what you were looking for. Okay. Next one. Okay, Jen. Next one is from Rebecca. How to merge different email campaigns with different contacts and conserve the essential data like who opened, bounce, and subscribe and respond. So here I understand that you want to merge different email campaigns into the report, or how exactly you're going to analyze the data, because I honestly do not really understand. Like, so basically what we have the email. Is it in email campaigns like here in one time? Or in the workflows, like the drip campaigns, let's say, yeah, because the drip campaigns, they also have their own stats. They also have their open rate, open click, etc. rates. If we're talking about the email campaigns over here, so basically you have the stats, overall stats on the email campaign, and then you can also filter the recipients by their behavior, where you can see like, okay, so how many people clicked and opened. So you will see, you will have 4 out of 7. And then what you can do, there are different steps. Like you can either create a follow-up email for them or update their records. So you can update their fields. So let's say bounce, unsubscribe, whatever you have, or maybe you can update their stage. So if it's necessary. So please give me more data on that. If you have something like some ideas or whatever reporting, so you also send me an email and then we'll think together. And if you're on the call, please send me more intel. Another question is from Thomas. Create funnel reports, pie charts to visualize our client segments. Okay, cool. We have multiple reports that can help you. First of all, if you are, let's say the deals. If you are, I mean, if you need to show the data to everybody that is using the CRM, so you can basically do it like inside NetHunt, inside with the help of filters and the views, right? You can just say like, okay, so how many deals like were won, and maybe how like, no, sorry. You can group them by stages. You can filter them like, okay, so how many were won, closed this month or this year or this quarter? Like, let's say, close date is like, I will put like this year. Yep. And apply. So there you go, 4 out of 31. So you can save this view. Let's say this year, I will call it this year. What's that? This year. So it will show you how many were closed or are supposed to close this year. If you want to have a pie chart, you can click on this button over here. Oh, sorry, not this button, this one, for the reporting over here. And then you can create a pie chart. You create a pie chart. And you go to the report. So this is one-time report, it's not updated. And then it gives you like the chart that you chose, the chart data. So basically it auto creates different workbooks with the pivot data and the records that were used in this report. So this is another thing. This is a very quick report that you can also share with other people, like a spreadsheet document. Another one is more advanced, is the Data Studio report. Guys, if you do not know what Data Studio is, this is the Google product that is used for the advanced reporting. And we have a connector. So basically you can connect all of the data from NetHunt and show it on the Data Studio. But Data Studio also supports other tools. So if you're using others, so you can combine them all and show like, you know, fancy reporting. And that report will be updated on the go. So whenever you update, let's say I dragged and updated the stage of the deal, it will be shown in the Data Studio as well. More info on Data Studio you can also find in our knowledge base. But this is all depends on like how you want to visualize your data and for who. Data Studio is great for those, for example, if you want to share the reporting with people that do not have the access to the CRM, for example, like big bosses or like investors or maybe some clients even. Hopefully I answered their question. Another one is from Roman. How to run a new workflow, which is essentially the same as the existing with a few changes like email content without stopping the existing old workflow. Okay, guys, so about the workflows. Excuse me, I'm going to be coughing because hopefully it's not COVID, but it's just flu. So let's say you have an existing workflow, drip campaigns, right? And you already have it set up. If you want to have another one, you can copy this one. Click on the 3 dots over here in the settings, copy the workflow. So you will have the exact same structure. Then you can update some of the content or whatever, like, or maybe delete some of the actions that do not need to be run. You can also update the trigger. Maybe this automation will be running with the help of another trigger. Maybe you update another field. Maybe you actually do not update anything, but this will run on the record creation. So you do that. After that, you just activate it. Also, why do you need it? So what is the purpose of the very similar workflow and why do you need to run it? So please answer here. Yeah, it was a question from Roman. Another one is from Hazel. I would like to advise I would like advice on how to organize my CRM, both for those companies we are running sales campaigns to and those companies who we convert to customers. Okay, so in this case, so this is like basically a lead gen, right, Hazel? So you have like your own clients, like you close the clients, but then you want to also like run campaigns for your clients. We actually have this case already with our clients. So in this case, you just need to differentiate. Basically, you need to have multiple folders. So let's say right now, yeah, I have only one company folder where actually the companies are my clients, right? But you can have this folder for your own companies. You can rename it like our company's clients, and then you just create a new folder or multiple folders, because like for all of your clients, let's say, you need to run multiple campaigns. So for all of them, you create folders and you name this folder, like let's say NetHunt's leads. Yeah, NetHunt's leads. Basically, you are running the campaign for us. And so, and then you just create the structure, you import the data, like the leads that you generated for us. And then you create, let's say, a workflow email outreach campaign, triggering the folder of like NetHunt's leads, right? And that's it. So here you will have the data of the conversions that you made for you, where you earn money. And here you will create multiple folders for all of your clients. So, and that's it. If you want more advice on that, you can reach out and I will walk you through. So basically, I mean, it's all possible. Another question is from Flavius. So Salesforce, Streak, and similar CRMs are focused on deal making. Can NetHunt provide a solid and nimble solution that might still want to use a pipeline journey, but not exclusively revolving around sales? For example, find publishers, cultivate sources. Thank you, and I hope that you and your loved ones are safe and well. Thank you. And thank you everybody that is sending us emails and everything about Ukraine. So let me say again, the previous AMA session was also like we were talking about the structure in NetHunt. So again, CRM is not only for sales, CRM is also to align different departments together. So those things like the stage, so like a lead can have a marketing stage, a sales stage, a post sales, like millions of stages, right? Depending on the department. You can unify it in one folder if you guys all run like kind of the same structure, because again, if we're thinking like, let's say marketing is working on the lead, yeah, and so what you can do is you can keep everything in one folder, but you create multiple fields that need to be filled out, and also you can combine them into the field groups. So let me show you this. So in the settings of this folder, I have one group which is details. It's a huge group, right? But you can add groups and you can call this group like marketing. You can add another group that will be sales, etc. And so in each of these marketing, you can, like, for example, text will go to, I will drag it over here. So marketing now, I will not go on. I go to the contacts. So I have details, I have a marketing group, and I have a sales group with nothing. So basically you can, if something is like only related to marketing, to sales, to support, or whatever, you combine them to the groups. Other fields that are like mutual, you can just run in one in one group. So basically then, when you've devised this structure, you can add up different fields. So like for marketing as well, you can add up different stages if they're completely different. If you can merge all of the marketing and sales stages into one, so like there will be only one stage field, but like, I don't know, even with 10 stages, it's okay. It's fine. Do not be afraid of like multiple, like, yeah, multiple stages or values. It's fine. Another thing is, then you add up other fields like sources. Actually, source is not only interesting for marketing. So we in customer success, we also are interested like where our leads are coming from, right? And so marketing generated the lead for us, but then we also work with that information for the segmentation, for emailing our clients, or then I will understand, oh, okay, so these campaign, because for me, it's also interesting, like, for example, some influencers that are talking about NetHunt, and so they also like generate leads for us. I also want to know like, okay, so this video generated this many leads, this is working better, because we all contribute to the um, growth of NetHunt, right? So basically, guys, if you still have questions about your structure, reach out to us. We will help you. The idea is to make sure that the CRM is not overwhelmed, that you do not have thousands of folders, thousands of leads. Hopefully you have thousands of leads. I mean, fields. Is that make sure that you do not overcrowd it. If you have some fields that you do not use, delete them. I mean, like you all, like as a company. So yeah, and watch our previous AMA session where we talked about the structure, and is it actually necessary to keep all of the folders, to use all of the fields, or how you can kind of customize it and make it personal. So these were all of the questions that we received during the registration. I will now run through all of the questions that you sent in the chat box and answer. If you still have it, what time is it? Oh, it's over an hour, guys. Like, I know if you might be like leaving, but like basically, yeah, you're welcome to ask me more questions. So, Alexandra, this is not an individual, as you see, session. It's a webinar. It's a monthly webinar that we run for all of our clients. Thank you, Michael and Caitlin, for everything that you're saying about Ukraine. I think everybody saw this. I will just run through all of the questions. Rebecca. Okay, question from Rebecca. Hi, Anastasia. Here are a couple of questions from my VA. Don't know if they make sense, or has he watched some videos with this information? How to automatically move the contacts from one pipeline to send emails? And do you have a sample workflow that can split the contacts that replied and not replied? So basically, the first question is like how to automatically move them to send the emails, right? We have a video tutorial explaining in the workflows how to send out email campaigns automatically. So basically over here, I have a workflow that is triggered in the folder contacts, and we trigger the email distribution based on the change of the stage. So if a stage is changed to contacting, then an email, the first email and the following emails will be sent automatically. Then the branch B means that we will stop the automation, the follow-ups, when email is received, like if you receive the response. And also there is another branch C, where, for example, you received a call, it can happen, or someone, like a recipient, they actually emailed you from another email address, because here we react to the email addresses from here, right? But if they emailed you and said like, I received your email, blah, 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 I agree. So then you can manually change their stage and stop the email campaign. Here in the context, what I mean, so you have contact, and if you click on contacting, I update the stage, I trigger the workflow while I do it. And so then we do not currently have the sample workflow set up, but we're working on it. If you need help to set it up, send me an email. I will send you different guides. If you still have some questions how to set it up, just book a call with us. That's it. The workflow will go on. All of your automated follow-ups will be sent further on if you do not receive the email response. If you receive the response, then the campaign will be stopped automatically. Jon Snow, I really love the name, and I do know that you are the real person. So like, what are the 4 best practices for cleaning up data? I think I mentioned them all at the very beginning. So if you need more, we will come up with something. Okay, I think, let me just go through other questions. John is asking, can you run through the method to remove duplicate records using the card view again? Let me just do it for you guys once again. So when you are in the folder and you want to run to look for the duplicates, click on the list view here and start grouping your records by a unique field. For me, it is email. The next step is to click on the order column, click on the total records, and click on this little button that will sort them descending. So basically on the very first column, you will have the column with the most duplicates. And over here, you can see that there are like 2 Andes having the same email address. And then you select them all from the column, click on the merge button, and you merge them. And yeah, and you confirm. If you guys need a guide, I will be able to send it to you. What's going on? Yeah, we don't know what's up. Can you guys hear me? All good? Can you go through the method? Okay, Jen, I want to share comments. Sorry, I'm just scanning all other questions that I might. Oh yeah, I found a new one. In the tasks, it would be useful for me to open this view with a particular setting. For example, a default by all tasks ordered by due date. How can I do it? So in the tasks, the defaulting is over here. So look, you basically can open the tasks and set the default by these options. By the exact date, we do not have it, but this is a good request. I will ask the team to add it up. So you want like you want to change to choose on the calendar, show me all of the yeah, tasks for this date, right? Okay, let me see next. Okay, guys, can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay, good. Anna, thank you. Sorry, because like it shows that sometimes the internet is not connecting. So I'm just afraid that I'm again talking to myself. It happened before. So I need to make sure. Okay, tasks. Mr. Feinstein, I will record this request to the team. In any case, just like a little notification that we will be improving the tasks, and everything that you want to be improved in the tasks, I'm talking to everybody, send it to me. Okay, I think I covered everything, but let me just like see, so I do know. If I forgot you guys, let me know. How many hazel flavors? Okay, guys, I covered everything that was sent to me via chat. Basically, we ran over like an hour, so it's an hour and 16 minutes we're talking to you. If you have more questions, so please send them to me via emails, and I will respond. All of the suggestions, all of the help about the structure also is welcome. So yeah, I think I will be ending the session for now. This recording will be sent to you guys via email. Any help? Let me know. Okay, so thank you for being with me today. It was nice to have you. And I will say this, that we will stay strong. Okay, cool. Have a great day, evening, night, whatever you're having, and see you next month. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.